Have you ever had a gut feeling about someone but couldn't explain why? Maybe you've sensed hidden intentions behind a charming smile, or noticed subtle signs of deceit no one else seemed to catch. The Stoics believed that while we can't read minds, actions always reveal character. As Epictetus wisely said, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." In life, it's crucial to surround ourselves with people of integrity, those who uplift rather than manipulate. But how do we identify those red flags, the warning signs of someone with ill intentions? What behaviors reveal if someone is truly self-centered, deceptive, or toxic? Stoic philosophy gives us the tools to sharpen our perception, to cut through the mask others wear and see their true selves. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 key red flags that may indicate someone lacks virtue, according to ancient Stoic teachings. These signs aren't always obvious, but learning to recognize them can protect your peace of mind, your values, and your journey towards a fulfilled life. So, if you value self-awareness and want to guard yourself against manipulation, stay tuned. I promise you'll leave with clarity, a sharper perspective, and a new appreciation for the wisdom of the Stoics. If you enjoy this kind of content, thought-provoking, insightful, and aimed at making us all a bit wiser, support our work by hitting that like button and subscribing. We're passionate about spreading this knowledge, and with your help, we can keep it going. Now, let's dive in. Lesson 1. They speak ill of others behind their backs. One of the most glaring red flags, according to Stoic philosophy, is when a person constantly speaks ill of others in their absence. To the Stoics, this behavior reveals more about the speaker's character than the person being criticized. Why? Because those who gossip, criticize, or slander are often driven by envy, insecurity, or a deep need to elevate themselves at the expense of others. As Epictetus once warned, "The soul is dyed by the color of its thoughts." If someone's thoughts and words are always filled with malice, they carry a toxic energy that can quietly infiltrate your own mind. Think about it. If someone badmouths their friends, co-workers, or family to you, what's stopping them from doing the same behind your back? Stoics believed that a person who lacks respect for others' dignity cannot be trusted. Marcus Aurelius, another key Stoic, advised us to focus on the good in others rather than tearing people down. He believed that criticizing others excessively reveals a lack of self-discipline and virtue. Those who are driven by their passions, anger, jealousy, pride, become enslaved by them. In time, their constant negativity will erode not only their own peace of mind, but yours too if you allow them too close. The problem is, this kind of person often disguises their behavior. They may come across as charming or in the know, offering you juicy information to bond over. But Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom lies in observing patterns. If someone's pattern is to criticize and mock others when they're not around, you can be sure that this person doesn't possess the virtues of honesty, loyalty, or kindness. As Epictetus would encourage, protect your inner peace by steering clear of those who are slaves to gossip. Surround yourself with people who elevate conversations, those who encourage self-improvement and constructive dialogue, not those who drag others down. Recognizing this red flag can save you from unnecessary drama, hurt, and betrayal. After all, as the Stoics taught, the company you keep deeply influences the person you become. Lesson 2. They lack accountability and blame others. Another significant red flag the Stoics warn us about is when someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions. People who consistently shift blame to others reveal an inner weakness, an inability to face the truth about themselves. The Stoics emphasized that accountability is a cornerstone of virtue. As Seneca said, "It is the power of a great mind to accept its faults and correct them." When someone refuses to admit mistakes and instead finds scapegoats, It exposes their fragile ego and lack of moral development. Imagine someone who fails at a task, yet instead of reflecting on what they could have done better, they lash out at others. It's always the co-worker's fault, the boss's bad judgment, or some other external factor. This person may complain about how unfair life is, claiming they are always the victim of circumstance. In Stoic terms, such a mindset is self-destructive. Marcus Aurelius taught that life is full of challenges beyond our control, but how we respond is entirely within our power. People who refuse to own their actions live in a state of constant denial, and they'll drag you into their cycle of blame if you aren't careful. The danger of associating with people who lack accountability is that they will eventually project their failures onto you. If something goes wrong, they won't hesitate to throw you under the bus to protect their fragile sense of self-worth. Over time, this creates an atmosphere of distrust and instability, leaving you constantly on guard and second-guessing your actions. Stoicism advises us to keep our minds free from unnecessary conflict, and aligning yourself with a chronic blamer will only introduce chaos into your life. On the flip side, someone with strong character will own their mistakes, learn from them, and work to improve. They don't see admitting fault as a weakness, but as a path to growth. Pay attention to how people handle setbacks. Those who take responsibility are the ones worth trusting. Recognizing this red flag can protect you from toxic relationships that stifle your peace and personal progress. Lesson 3. They manipulate through flattery and lies. A major red flag the Stoics caution us against is manipulation, especially when it comes in the form of flattery and deceit. Manipulative individuals use charm and false praise to gain your trust, but beneath that sweet exterior often lies self-interest. Epictetus reminded us, only the person who is truly free is beyond the need to deceive. Those who habitually lie or flatter are often prisoners of their own desires. They don't seek genuine connection, but rather control over others. Have you ever met someone who seemed to shower you with compliments, only for their true intentions to become clear later? Maybe they wanted something from you, a favor, an introduction, or your silence on a matter. Manipulators often play on your emotions, knowing that people enjoy praise and validation. However, the Stoics taught us to be wary of those who appeal too much to our ego. Marcus Aurelius advised, never let the clapping of others distract you from what is right. Manipulative people will say whatever they need to in the moment, not because they believe it, but because they know it will serve their goals. These red flags become especially evident in how someone twists the truth. Manipulative people may lie outright or distort facts to benefit themselves. When confronted, they might gaslight you, making you question your own perception of events. They thrive on control and confusion, keeping others off balance to maintain power. If someone lies to you once, Stoic wisdom urges caution. Someone who disregards truth has no foundation of virtue and cannot be trusted. The danger of flattery and deceit is that they can subtly weaken your resolve and clarity. Over time, you may find yourself entangled in webs of manipulation, doubting your instincts and values. The Stoics believed that maintaining integrity requires surrounding yourself with people who value truth and honesty. A person who respects you will speak to you with sincerity, even if it's not always what you want to hear. Recognizing the manipulator's tactics early can safeguard your mind and prevent emotional damage. Choose to walk with those who speak truthfully, and you'll remain on the path of wisdom and peace. Lesson 4. They take pleasure in the misfortune of others. One of the most unsettling red flags, according to Stoic philosophy, is when someone finds joy in the suffering or failure of others. The German term Schadenfreude captures this disturbing tendency, and the Stoics viewed it as a sign of a deeply flawed character. For someone to feel happiness at another's downfall reveals a lack of empathy and a heart consumed by envy, bitterness, or resentment. Epictetus emphasized that a person's character is reflected in how they respond to both success and misfortune, both their own and others. He urged us to cultivate compassion and wisdom, not malice. Now think about someone who smiles when they hear that a co-worker was demoted, or who eagerly spreads the news of a friend's financial troubles. Perhaps they justify it by saying they had it coming, or that's karma. Stoicism teaches us to resist this mentality, as it is a sign of a mind enslaved by destructive passions. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If someone habitually rejoices in negativity, their thoughts have become tainted by ill will, which in turn corrupts their soul. The Stoics believed that true wisdom and strength of character are demonstrated through acts of compassion and understanding. To feel genuine happiness, we must uplift others, not tear them down. People who revel in others' pain often have unresolved insecurities. They may envy others' success or see life as a zero-sum game, believing that one person's victory is a threat to their own. This mindset is the opposite of the Stoic ideal, which holds that there is enough goodness and success in the world for all. The danger of associating with someone like this is that they will eventually direct their malice toward you. When you face setbacks, they'll feel no sympathy, perhaps even relish in your difficulties. The Stoics advised us to guard our inner peace by aligning ourselves with those who seek harmony and growth, not division and harm. Recognizing this red flag can protect you from toxic influences that corrode your emotional well-being. Choose your company wisely. Those who celebrate others' successes and offer support during hard times are the ones worth keeping close. Lesson 5. They are driven by greed and obsession with power. A serious red flag, according to Stoic philosophy, is when someone is consumed by greed or an insatiable hunger for power. Such individuals will do anything to get ahead, lie, exploit, manipulate, and even betray those closest to them. The Stoics warned that this relentless pursuit of wealth and status corrupts both the mind and soul. Seneca observed, "No man is free who is a slave to his desires." Someone driven by greed is enslaved to their own cravings, endlessly chasing more with no sense of contentment or morality. Have you ever met someone who seems to measure everything by how much money or influence they can gain from a situation? Maybe they only show kindness to people they think can help them, or constantly strategize on how to climb the social ladder. These are warning signs that you're dealing with someone who has placed material wealth above virtue. For such individuals, relationships are transactional. As soon as you're no longer useful to them, they discard you without remorse. To the Stoics, this behavior signals a profound inner emptiness. Because true wealth, according to Marcus Aurelius, comes not from possessions, but from a virtuous life. The Stoics taught that people obsessed with power often suffer internally. They live in constant anxiety, fearing they'll lose their position or that others will surpass them. Even when they achieve their goals, it's never enough. Their greed isolates them, robbing them of peace, trust, and meaningful connections. This relentless pursuit of external rewards blinds them to the deeper fulfillment found in self-mastery and wisdom. The danger in associating with these people is that their worldview may start to influence you. Stoicism encourages us to detach from materialism and instead pursue inner tranquility through virtue. If you surround yourself with those who prioritize power and wealth at all costs, you risk becoming entangled in their schemes and losing sight of your values. To protect your peace, align with those who prioritize integrity over material gain. True friends and allies are those who value you for who you are, not for what you can offer them. Recognizing this red flag can save you from the toxic influence of greed-driven relationships. Lesson 6. They lack empathy and are indifferent to others' suffering. A deeply concerning red flag, according to Stoic philosophy, is when someone shows little or no empathy for the struggles and suffering of others. The Stoics taught that empathy and compassion are essential virtues for living in harmony with others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth." In other words, we are interconnected, and a person who disregards the pain of others reveals a lack of humanity and moral grounding. You may have encountered people who brush off serious issues with cold detachment or even disdain. When someone shares their hardships, these individuals might respond with indifference, perhaps saying things like, "Everyone has problems," or "It's not my concern." They view compassion as weakness and believe that people should handle everything on their own. The Stoics, however, believed the opposite. While we must cultivate inner resilience, we also have a duty to support others and act justly. A person who refuses to extend even a shred of kindness toward another's suffering is likely governed by apathy and self-interest, traits that make them dangerous companions. People without empathy can also be emotionally damaging to those around them. If you express vulnerability to someone like this, you may be met with dismissal or even ridicule. Over time, this can erode your ability to trust others or feel supported in difficult moments. The Stoics understood the importance of fostering relationships based on mutual care and respect. Epictetus taught that virtue involves both helping others and allowing others to help you, as life is not meant to be navigated in complete isolation. Additionally, those who lack empathy are often the first to exploit others' weaknesses for personal gain. They may manipulate vulnerable people for their own advantage without guilt or remorse. Stoicism advises us to avoid such individuals to protect both our mental and emotional well-being. Seek instead those who embody compassion and justice. These are the people who can offer true support and understanding when life's challenges arise. Recognizing the absence of empathy in someone is a critical step in safeguarding your peace of mind and your personal values. Lesson 7. They constantly stir conflict and thrive on chaos. A significant red flag, and one that the Stoics would urge us to avoid at all costs, is when someone thrives on conflict and drama. This type of person seems to always create or escalate problems, either by sowing division between others or by injecting unnecessary tension into situations. For the Stoics, peace of mind and harmony were vital to a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be like the rock that waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." But how can you maintain that inner stillness when you are surrounded by someone who constantly disrupts your peace? You've likely encountered people who seem addicted to drama. They may stir up gossip, pit people against one another, or provoke arguments just to watch the fallout. They might frame it as just telling the truth or being honest, but in reality, their words and actions are designed to keep others on edge. These individuals often crave attention and control, and conflict is their way of feeling important. Stoicism teaches us that peace and reason should guide our actions, not the chaotic impulses of those who thrive on negativity. People like this can slowly erode your mental well-being. You might find yourself constantly tense, anticipating the next outburst or crisis. Stoic philosophers like Seneca warned about the emotional toll that associating with such individuals can take, urging us to be cautious with whom we allow into our lives. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." A person addicted to conflict can fuel that endless cycle of stress and fear, keeping you trapped in a state of constant anxiety. Moreover, these individuals often show no interest in resolution or growth. They escalate problems but rarely offer solutions. Over time, they can make you doubt your own judgment and emotional stability. The Stoics taught that while life will always present challenges, we should strive to minimize unnecessary suffering by surrounding ourselves with virtuous, rational people. Recognizing someone who thrives on chaos allows you to protect your inner tranquility. Choose relationships that promote understanding, peace, and growth. Life is hard enough without someone adding conflict just for the sake of it. Guard your peace. It's one of the most valuable things you have. So there you have it, the 7 red flags that the Stoics taught us to watch out for. We've explored the warning signs of toxic people, those who gossip, blame others, manipulate through lies, thrive on greed, lack empathy, or cause constant conflict. But now I want to ask you, did any of these red flags hit close to home? Maybe you've encountered someone like this, or perhaps you've even noticed a few of these behaviors in yourself. And hey, don't worry if you did. Self-awareness is the first step toward growth, as the Stoics constantly reminded us. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever seen someone get caught up in endless drama or blame games while completely unaware that they're causing their own misery? Or maybe you've had a friend or colleague who seemed kind at first, but later revealed their manipulative nature. Share your experience in the comments. I guarantee others will relate. This isn't just about identifying toxic behaviors in others. It's about learning to protect our peace of mind and holding ourselves accountable to higher virtues. Here's a challenge for you. Which of the 7 red flags do you think is the most dangerous and why? I'm genuinely curious to hear your take. Maybe you believe that manipulation is the worst because it's so subtle. Or perhaps you think a lack of empathy is more damaging because it erodes trust. Let's start a conversation. Drop your thoughts below. Also, if you found value in this video, let's build something together. By liking the video, you help us reach others who could use these Stoic insights. Every time you like, comment, or share, you're not just supporting us. You're spreading timeless wisdom that has guided people through life's challenges for thousands of years. You never know who might need this message today. And hey, don't forget to subscribe if you're ready to continue your journey of self-improvement and mastery over life's trials. We're just getting started, and I have so much more to share with you. Deep dives into Stoic philosophy, practical life advice, and thought-provoking content to help you cultivate resilience and wisdom. Thanks for watching. Now, go out there and guard your peace like the Stoics would. Stay wise, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.